Two Keralites defrauded UAE banks for rupees 37,000 crores. Is Kerala government safeguarding them? The story in detail. Two Indian citizens defrauded UAE banks of rupees 37,000 crore and embezzled the money. Prashant Mangad and Pramod Mangad, two brothers from Palakkad in Kerala, as prime suspects. Cases has been registered from corruption to robbery in UAE, are still absconding. Now the question is, who all are protecting these two who have committed such a big financial fraud, and it is by the Kerala Chief Minister Sri Pinarayi Vijayan. The Chief Minister tarnished the image of UAE by smuggling gold and is now providing protection even to those who looted and drowned UAE. Earlier, a complaint was lodged with the Vigilance Police against Prashant Mangad by a businessman from UAE, Sri Balan Sunilan, for embezzling his business empire. However, the case was dropped without arresting Prashant Mangad. It is alleged that Vigilance has closed this case following Chief Minister's involvement. The money from UAE has been transferred for the construction of a hospital in Nenmara in Palakkad. The hospital, worth around 1,000 crore, has been constructed and the ownership was given in the name of their wives. This was a move to keep the investment safe, even in the event of any legal action. Now Pradeep Palad, the brother-in-law of Prashant Mangad, is managing their Benami assets. In Kerala, it was Pinarayi Vijayan who dropped all the cases against these two accused without even filing an FIR. All this has led to complete shame and humiliation for the Malayalis in the UAE and the Gulf. This includes Swapna Suresh and Shivashankar, as well as Prashant and Pramod Mangad, along with the Pinarayi government. For more than half a century, the UAE has been the backbone and the source of money for the lives of millions of Malayalis. But now, the environment has changed to gold smuggling, bank robbery and other malpractices. All this has led to a great deal of contempt for Indians, especially the Malayalis in UAE. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan inaugurated the hospital at Palakkad built by these two. The amount from the embezzled from UAE is still hidden. The hospital considered as only one among it. Until 5 years ago, Prashant and Pramod were ordinary people who came to UAE for regular work. Later, in the last 5 years, they have grown into billionaires without having any particular business. Pramod was the CEO of Dr. B.R. Shetty's UAE Stock Exchange, while his brother Prashant was the CEO of Dr. B.R. Shetty's NMC Hospital Group. They had taken loans of huge amounts in the name of these two institutions, along with misappropriate funding, and diverted large sums of money. Now UAE is after these two Malayalis who have robbed their banks. It is the responsibility of the Kerala police to arrest them and to hand over them to the UAE police. A financial crime will not only destroy a country's banking and financial system, but it is also a sedition for any country. News Desk, Karma News.